What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We on the freedom side.
Harriet Tubman was a freedom fighter, and she taught us how to fight.
Say what?
So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right.
We are here today shocked but not surprised at the mistreatment of Tammy Jackson. Tammy Jacksons exist all over this county and this state. At the intersections of blackness, womanness, motherhood, poverty, mental illness, and addiction, of course this system would criminalize her. With a lack of care and rehabilitation, of course she would end up incarcerated. But incarceration is punishment enough. But the further dehumanization of women in prison must be called out and corrected with urgency. No one should give birth alone, screaming in pain while trained staff ignores. The Broward Sheriff's Office must take accountability for this severe disregard for life and immediately implement holistic changes that allow for dignity during incarceration. We support the demands of the Dignity Florida Coalition and the others here today that have been echoed. And for the non-Black women standing here, we demand your allyship, not just when it's convenient, not just when it feels good, not just when it helps your campaign. Be with us out loud when we're poor, when we're incarcerated, when we're angry, because your liberation rests within ours. And we hope that today and forever you act like it. Thank you.
My name is Jamara Amani. I use she and her pronouns. I am here today as representing Southern Birth Justice Network, but more importantly as a licensed maternal health care provider. I am here because Black women are dying. I am here because Tammy Jackson deserves better care. I am here because Black women deserve to birth in dignity. Pregnancy, birth, and postpartum healing and breastfeeding should be given so much more respect because we are literally sacrificing our bodies to create another human being. It's amazing and powerful and scary and too often with life-threatening consequences. Our society is so dismissive of pregnant people and our concerns. This lack of concern is silencing and shaming. It's a form of control and hatred of women. We know that when Black women have access to holistic care, that outcomes improve. We know that babies have better birth weights, that there are less complications related to hypertension, preeclampsia, when a doula and a midwife is involved in the care. So prisons and jails should be working with communities to build partnerships with organizations that train and staff midwives and doulas. All prisons with birthing people should have a community accountability board and have a budget and have the power in the hands of the people that are receiving the services to change the internal policies and practices. And we should be focusing on restorative, healing-centered, and transformative care for incarcerated pregnant people. We need to recognize that birth and pregnancy and health issues are connected mentally and spiritually, and that people deserve to be cared for as whole people. And that's what we're uplifting today. Thank you.
I want to read a quote by one of my favorite authors, Bell Hooks. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move against domination, against oppression. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move towards freedom, to act in the ways that liberate ourselves and each other. Oppression is the current state of mental health care. Liberation is healing justice. It is well documented that Black people, especially Black women, are overrepresented in medical institutions that require psychiatric help. The mental health field rather look at marginalized people in ways that inherently are inferior and unstable, rather than see us as people who are suffering under social oppression, as having negative impacts on our mental well-being. With the amount of oppression that Black people face, I am not surprised that we are not all losing our collective minds, but instead we are practicing resiliency. Oppression traumatizes our people. It stripes us of our dignity and humanity. There is a direct connection between oppression and addiction. Successful transformation of Tammy Jackson and all Black women require us treating injustice. There could be no mental health recovery for Tammy and all Black women without healing and without justice. Healing justice begs the question of how do we remain well inside a system that does not want us to be well and already associate us with disease before we're even born. Before I could finish Googling Liberia, which is where Tammy grew up, the word ghetto already populated into my Google search. But Liberia means land of the free. Liberia, though, is not free today. It is over-policed and underprotected. Liberia is a prime example of a once thriving Black town with a lot of community power, a thriving business district, and wealth was destroyed and undermined through the underfunding, under-resourcing, and underinvestment of by the local government. The South Florida Healing Justice Project grounds itself with the understanding of history of the oppression in Liberia has directly led to transgenerational trauma. The local government of Hollywood intentionally dismantled this thriving Black economy and moved towards the ground of the medical industrial complex and mass incarceration. Who put drugs in the Liberia community and across our Black communities in this country? The government. Let's just be honest by saying the criminal justice system and society fails Black people every single day, especially Black women like Tammy Jackson. According to data from the Sentencing Project, between 1980 and 2014, the number of incarcerated women increased by more than 700%. These are disproportionately Black women. Today, I'm making a call to action for us to divest in oppression and invest in liberation, divest in the current medical industrial complex and invest in healing justice, divest in mass incarceration and invest in restorative justice, divest in capitalism and invest in local Black businesses and cooperative economics. We have to demand our local governments divest in these things that harm us and invest in things that heal us. Today, I want folks to dig into their pockets and invest what you will spend at Starbucks, fast food, or whatever is your vice, and invest it in making a local donation to a Black-led grassroots organization. There's a lot more to say on this, but that's my time. Thank you.